because we're growing, important that you know there's no financial advice. But the information here is just sharing my story and sharing ideas and thoughts. So please be responsible for your decisions, your successes, and even those not so great moments, right? And I like this part. If you need medical, financial, legal advice, please consult a qualified pro. They get paid to worry about those things. All right. So let's go. Let's dive in. So, guys, it's wealth creation, mindset, and leadership, and we do this every Monday. And we've been doing it since the beginning of the year, and we're growing. We're moving up some levels. Last 2 weeks ago, I started on the power of thought. And I just want to leave you and remind you with this that whatever worries and troubles you controls you. You guys agree with that? But I want you to swap that to whatever ignites you and gives you passion also controls you, right? And we want to swap that over. We have 70,000 thoughts per day. That is powerful, okay? That little voice inside your head that says, I can't do this is not your friend. You agree with that? All right. And that's important for you to be aware of. And so we talked of the power of thought. If you missed that session, please go to the YouTube channel and maybe Emmanuel or Hyacinth, you can pop it on the chat group for us, the link. That'll be really helpful. Then we talked about last week the power of imagination. And the power of imagination helps us pull out who we really are and brings us in my opinion, brings us into the real world, because what we're living in is kind of like a fake world, because we're governed by what has been what the systems of this world have been pushing us into, and not necessarily our best. Today, I want to talk about the power of words. Okay, and the power of words. Ross, I remembered you. I said, well, even if you're singing, even if you're speaking, whatever it is you're doing, the power of words. How important is that for our journey? All right. So let's get started in this training. The power of speech lies in its ability to inspire, persuade, educate, and connect people and our minds. It's a tool that has shaped societies, led revolutions, and fostered progress throughout history. Great leaders, activists, and thinkers have used speech to convey their ideas, challenge the status quo, and ignite movements. Whether in public speaking, storytelling, or everyday conversations, speech can inspire action, persuade and influence, educate and inform, build connections, and create change. Okay. Now, this is really important because we're kind of deep diving a little bit into some of this stuff. And so my question is, how can we use this tool to take the power of our thought and imagination, what we've been looking at the last 2 weeks, and put it into words that upgrade our life, our lifestyle, and help us ignite and run our purpose with passion? Okay. So I'm going to share some more information about these 5 ways of the power of speech, but I really wanted you to make it personal and how you are going to actually transform yourself. And you'll see what I mean as we go. Okay. So number 1, inspire action. The power of words inspires action. Powerful speeches can motivate individuals to act towards a cause, change behaviors, or pursue their dreams. For example, Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech is a prime example inspiring the civil rights movement. You all agree with that? Okay. How many of you know this beautiful lady, Simone Biles, gymnast? As one of, I was looking at this picture and my daughter came in, heavenly, she loves gymnastics. And she goes, how do you know Simone? Did you know her before I did? I said, no, well, you kind of shared her with me first. So she was very excited about that. So as one of the world's top gymnasts, Biles has inspired others by speaking openly about mental health. A decision to prioritize her well-being over competing in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics set an example for athletes to take care of their mental health. Did you guys know that? That's very inspiring, okay? She says here, I say, put mental health first, because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy your sport and you're not going to succeed as much as you want to. So it's okay sometimes to even sit out the big competitions to focus on yourself, because it shows how strong of a competitor and person that you really are, rather than just battle through it. Okay, very inspiring. So How does this relate to us? The way I want to relate this today is that the question is, are the power of your words inspiring action in your life in a positive manner that uplifts, strengthens, and enforces the calling and passion in your life? Do your words give you courage and excitement to face your day, week, month, and future? Right? On a scale of 1 to 10, and I want you guys to be honest. Remember, we're in a training today. We're being vulnerable. I can say that sometimes, and when I many years ago, the culture I came from, being Aussie, Sri Lankan, and from a religious Christian background, was that our words were always pulling people down, and we start with ourselves. When I messed up, I'd say, "Oh, Ruben, you're so stupid. Oh, what a mess up you are." Did anyone else do that? And so I was not building an inspiring action in my life in a positive way. And it's interesting that we used to call my sister clumsy, because she just dropped one day. She dropped my mom's china ware in Nigeria. It was crystalware. I still remember how mom went, "Oh my God, it's our crystalware." But mom wasn't as angry, but we just used that word clumsy and we said, "Oh, you got butterfingers." Guess what happened from then on? Rubika would drop everything. Why? Because the power of those words began to make her believe in that as well. Have you had words that you have spoken over yourselves that continue to do the opposite of what it should be? And so the question today is, are the power of your words inspiring action in your life in a positive manner that uplifts, strengthens, and enforces the calling and passion in your life? So on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to respond to this and be honest. Okay, this is not about who's got the best score. This is about us being in our realization. Do I wake up and are the words that come from my mouth? Like yesterday, we had our home church, and we're going through a book I've written called Better Than the Tides. And when we're finishing a chapter, I think, Ross, it was you that said, you are, or someone else said, "You are awesome, Ruben." I mean, the writing on there is amazing. And I turned and said, "Yes, I am." Now, to do that has taken 25 years of changing my mindset. Why? Because I could not say before, "Yes, I am." But hey, I tell you what, being positive to myself has been a better outcome than the other way around. So no one's putting anything in the chat group. What's happening? How are you feeling? Have I confused you with the question? On a scale of 1 to 10, how how inspiring to action are your words every day, weekly, monthly, and in your future? Thank you. I go 1, 8. What about others on a scale of 10 being, yes, very inspiring. One being, I am actually a bit of a negative person, or a lot of a negative person. Great. Sevens, eights, six, sevens, fives. Wonderful. Okay. And this is again for you guys to just dig deep into yourself. There are 5 questions here that I want you to think about and answer as we go through. And I want to help you move forward, because let me say to you that negativity does not help anyone, especially yourself. And so as much as we're inspired by what Simone is doing as an example, and others like Martin Luther King with the power of their words, it starts with us. Do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe in who we are? And do we inspire action every day? When I get up and sometimes I go through a little bit of an anxiety moment, I decide I'm going to go to the gym with my wife and my son. And it makes a world of difference. Why? Because as I'm there, I'm inspired, and I'll go help someone. I had a great coaching time today with Hannah, and I left probably, Hannah, more inspired than you were, because I get inspired as I inspire others. All right. It's exciting. And as you inspire, you get inspired, but you can't work from. Have you ever met people who inspire others, but they're not inspired themselves? And that's a dangerous place to be, because they're not transparent. Okay. Thank you for those who've responded. Second thing, the power of words helps us to persuade and influence. Speech has a significant role in persuasion. So remember, we've been talking about the power of imagination, the power of thought. And now we want to say, how do I take thought and imagination and bring it out into my words? Speech has a significant role in persuasion, influencing opinions and decision making. It is crucial in politics, marketing, and leadership, where the right words can sway people's beliefs. Okay. Hyacinth, your favorite, and Josiah, right? I said, what do you think of this? Oh, you don't have your microphone on, so because you're sharing with mommy, so that's all right. Here comes Josiah running up to check on this. Okay. Uh, Mbappe, the French footballer star, has used his influence. I don't know if you know this, Hyacin, to promote youth education and sports as pathways to a better future. He has spoken about the importance of hard work, staying grounded, and using one's platform for good. Did you know that, Hyacin? Right? No. Okay. Is that even more inspiring to you about one of your mentors that helps you recognize, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. Wonderful. Now, here's my question to each of you guys, and Hyacin for you as well. Are the power of your daily words persuading and influencing your opinions and decision making? Are your actions being swayed by your passion and strong beliefs in your purpose and goals? Now, chances are you have been swayed and persuaded and influenced by outside words, okay, including our school system, including our political system, including our education system, our office systems, etc. Okay, I know Hannah and Rubika did a niece course, right? And I did a niece course decades ago, and I remember going to it, coming back, and going, I think I'm just going to create my own marketing. I'm going to create my own strategies because it was great information, but man, it just wasn't practical. And I'm not sure how Hannah felt, but I know Rubika came back and said, brother, the stuff you teach me is much better than what I'm learning here. Okay. And it was working and it was creating income. So, my question to you is how are you influencing yourself daily? Oh, wrong slide. Let me go back to the previous slide. Your actions being swayed by your passion. So, what do I mean by that? So, when I feel a bit down, I don't go and try to listen to someone else to get me back up. I look at myself in the mirror and I have a conversation with myself. How many of you are comfortable to have a conversation with yourself? I want you to put a triple one in the chat group if you're comfortable to look at yourself in the mirror and have a self talk and sway yourself if you're feeling negative to being positive. And if you haven't done that, then even get in the car and talk to yourself, get into a room and talk to yourself. I guarantee you at the start, you'll scare yourself because you've never talked to yourself and you probably don't like your physical voice coming out and telling you what to do. But I tell you, when you start to speak influential and inspiring words, you can actually sway what the decisions are that you're going to make. Has anyone ever felt that? Because that is amazing when that happens. Okay. Yeah, Margaret, awesome. Like when you speak to yourself, and there's a scripture in the Bible where David says, why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God, right? And he was feeling down, he was feeling low, he was going through a very stressful time. And he goes, oi, stop, soul, get yourself back in order. Emotions, get yourself back in order. And I love that. And that was a story that inspired me over the years to remember to sway myself with the passions and the beliefs that I have. Number three, educate and inform. Speeches can disseminate knowledge, provide insight, and clarify complex issues. Educators, experts, and thought leaders use speech to share information and foster understanding. This young lady, her name is Sky Brown, skateboarder. Hadn't heard of her till today while I was preparing this, and I really was inspired by her. At just 13, the young Olympic skateboarder has used her platform to educate young athletes about embracing fear and challenges, encouraging more girls to participate in action sports. Who's inspired by just reading this? I'm just inspired looking at the pictures of her and just reading what she's done. At the age of 13, she was doing this. What an inspiration. Now, how does this help with us? Well, my question to you is this: do you use your words to educate and inform yourself on how you can live from a place of success? Do you create space in your life to speak out your dreams to yourself and create an understanding for success? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely yes, I do this, 1 being never done it. Got to think about that. On a scale of 1 to 10, 5 being neutral, I want you to answer that question. So why am I asking you to answer these questions? Because this is going to help you determine where you are and where you want to be or where you ought to be, or to celebrate where you are if it's a good high number. So do you use your words to educate and inform yourself on how you can live from a place of success? Do you create space in your life to speak out your dreams to yourself and create an understanding for success? We got an 8 and 9. What about others? Right? What on a scale of 1 to 10? And I know some of you guys are thinking these questions are interesting, hard. Maybe I am I getting them? Am I understanding them? All right, thank you. But a 3, some 9s, some 8s. Okay. This just gives you a place to self-evaluate. 7 to 8. Okay. I want you guys to think through this because this is important. Because why? If you get the power of words, powerful things take place. When you get what words can do, words create, right? As we say, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word is God, right? So powerful things happen when we create. I know my mom has inspired me over the years with just her words. Like many times when I wanted to give up on things, she would just come in with her words and just inspire me, encourage me. She'd educate me, inform me. And that has made such a big difference in my life. I know that Papa Luke, some of you know him. Whenever I'd look at a problem, he would see it from a different perspective. And his words would just come in and just take me to another place of seeing something from a totally different perspective. And I go, I don't know how you could take a negative thing and see it as a constructive, positive, amazing thing that's going to change lives. But I just took it and grabbed it and believed it, and I saw the difference. Okay. And an encouragement to you to do the same. Number 4. So there's 5 things here. I'm hoping this is encouraging you, helping you guys, because I know it will make a difference if you apply 1, 2, or 3 from these things. You don't have to apply all 5. And if you have already been doing it, hey, give yourself a pat on the back and say, I'm just going to go up a notch. Number 4, power of our words, building connections. Speech helps establish relationships and build a sense of community. Through sharing experiences, expressing emotions, and engaging in dialogue, it connects individuals and strengthens social bonds. I'm sure all of you know this amazing woman, Oprah Winfrey. Born 1954, chair and CEO of Harper Productions, talk show host, television producer, author, and leading philanthropist. One of the richest self-made women in America. Through her shows and speeches, Oprah has connected deeply with people by sharing personal stories, empathizing with struggles, and empowering others. So my question to you is that if you could start in the first 3 questions speaking to yourself, I want to inspire you to go to the next step and say, do you use your words to build community and networks where you can connect, share, empathize, and empower others with the treasure that is within you? Are you willing to use your story to make a difference? And I want you to think about this, and this is yes, no, or I don't know, IDK question, because you're all on a journey here as entrepreneurs where you're going to inspire your community, your networks. You have an opportunity when you connect with someone, whether you go out to coffee with someone, or in Malaysia we say makan, whether you go out and have just a social event together, whether you have a networking business event, whether you're at work. We always have an opportunity to use our words to build connections. How are you using your words? And are you willing to use them to connect, to share, to empathize, to empower others, using the treasure that is within you, using the passion that is within you? Are you willing to use your story? Are you willing to be vulnerable, to use your story, your pit moments, and then grow it into your breakthrough moments to help make a difference? And I want you to put in the chat group a yes, no, or an I don't know, which is IDK. I got one IDK. Perfect. And I like it even when someone says I don't know, because it gets you thinking. Today, I just want you to think. So awesome. What about others? A yes, a no, or an I don't know. Awesome. Yes. What about others? All right. Good. Remember, we're participating here. We're not spectators, we're participators, right? And this is crucial because once you get your thoughts in order, things just begin to move into place. We got one no. Emmanuel, tell me why no. So at the moment you're not doing it, or no, you don't want to do it?
No, at the moment I'm not doing it because
Okay.
I have to be grounded before I start bringing people into doing something. I have to be disciplined with my own self.
Right.
I don't scare them away with my lifestyle.
Okay, so let me encourage you. I love that. That's a great response. Sometimes we'll say, I need to first get to a certain spot before I can start doing. But what these is there is a passion in us that is regardless of our character flaws that we are passionate about, that we are perfect in. We see amazing things take place in those moments. Make sense? And so, can we inspire people with that? Absolutely. Now, it doesn't mean you have to mentor them. It just means you're willing to inspire them with your story, right? I love what Hannah said today. She said, I am passionate about becoming the best bookkeeper in Australia for small businesses. Wow, that's a powerful, big statement, right? Now, does she feel she's ready to be that? Yes. Is she ready to be there yet? No. But it's a journey, right? But she's starting to inspire others by that. And what I like about that is, if I'm looking for a bookkeeper, would I go with Hannah? Yes. Why? Because she's passionate and she's showing me her passion behind it, which I know means that she will find answers for me in my struggles. Make sense? So let me inspire those who've said no. Uh, why not? And start doing it now, and don't wait till you've got this perfect answer, because the passion within you is there, right? It's ready to go. Right, number 5. How many of you are enjoying this? Okay, put a 333 in the chat group if you're enjoying this, because again, like I said, it's an exercise for you that's going to really help you as you meditate on this, as you work through this. Wonderful. Izzy, thank you. Number 5, create change. Speech has the power to challenge existing norms and push for societal transformation. Now, this is powerful for those who want to make a big difference in our small world. We're more connected now than we've ever been. Many social justice movements have been fueled by speeches that voice the aspirations of the oppressed and call for change. I think all of us know who Mahatma Gandhi is. And he said, what barrier is there that love cannot break? I love that. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi, his speeches during India's struggle for independence inspired nonviolent resistance and social change across the world. So here's my final question, guys. Do you believe the power of your words could and can inspire change in our society, community, family, and self? And are you ready to get started by creating power words that inspire action, persuade and influence, educate and reform, build connections, and create change? Basically, the 5 things we've just covered. So, do you believe the power of your words could and can inspire change in our society, community, family, and self? I want you to put an answer in the chat group. Amazing, 100%. What about others? Okay, because this is the place where we make a difference in our world by the passion of what is within us, because we all are greater than we realize, more powerful than we understand, and can make amazing changes. Okay, so just to finish off, I've got a few 3 slides on some scriptures, because I love to look at how the Bible uses words and talks about words. First one is Proverbs 18:21. It says, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. This verse emphasizes that words can either build up or destroy, and the consequences of how we use our words will ultimately affect us. Okay. James 3:5-6 says, likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. So this warns us that the potential danger of careless words, showing that even small things said can have enormous effects for good or bad. Proverbs 15:1, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. This verse illustrates how words can either calm a situation or escalate conflict, showing the importance of speaking wisely. Couple more. Ephesians 4:29, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. This encourages speaking in a way that benefits others, highlighting that words should be constructive and edifying. Matthew 12, 36, 37. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you'll be acquitted, and by your words you'll be condemned. This passage stresses the accountability of our words, suggesting that what we say matters in both a moral and spiritual sense. Proverbs 6:24, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Words can provide comfort and healing, much like the sweetness and nourishment of honey. Powerful, huh? Powerful what is said, wisdom that talks about the power of words and the power of our words. Colossians 4:6 says, let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. So it advises that words should be thoughtful and gracious, making conversations meaningful and impactful. Proverbs 12:18, the words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. This verse contrasts the harm that reckless words can cause with the healing power of wise speech. Psalm 141, verse 3, final verse. Set a guard over my mouth, Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. It is a prayer for guidance in speech, recognizing the need to be mindful and of what we say. These verses show that the Bible places great importance on the words we speak, encouraging believers to use them to bring life, healing, and encouragement to others while avoiding harm. The power of our words. And as we say, this is the next step from our place of freedom. Okay? We're not trying to find freedom. We are moving in the freedom that we have been given. Awesome.